the parent does have a little bit of time. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Lole-Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I rise on behalf of New Zealand First to, I'm going to take a very brief call on this because I think it's very important. The title of this bill, I think should be something like Minister Benefit Missing in Action Benefit. I think that should be the title of this bill. It is a very important...
Point of order. Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Mr. Chairman, she's referred to Minister Bennett as Minister Benefit. I object to that. In this House, the rules are you've actually got to refer to the member's name specifically. Now using that slur is...
Speaking to the point of order.
We have a point of order. You wish to speak to the point?
Thank you. Maybe so, but certainly that reference to Paula Benefit was made at the Select Committee by a minister.
Order. I've heard enough. This is not the... I'm on my feet. This is not the Select Committee, and there are clear rules in this House where all members must be referred to by their appropriate names and titles, and the member who was making a speech should do that. Senator Lole-Taylor.
Thank you. Just so that it's clear, I didn't say that the minister was... I wasn't actually referring to the minister. I was actually referring to the actual title.
Point of order.
Arguing the point of order, sir. Yeah. The point's been made and we've got to move on.
Yep, the member made it. Yep. Once the point of order has been ruled on, we move on, and the member shouldn't refer to it. The member should continue with her speech.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As I was saying before, that the name, and I'm saying the title of the bill is what I was saying, should be Minister Benefit Missing in Action Benefit. I was referring to a title of a bill. And the reason why I'm saying that, because it's important for us to know that private delivery of state function simply based on profit motive creates no savings to the public or the taxpayers, and it is something this government should not be allowed to do. And I hope that the chair of the Select Committee of the Social Services is listening to this. 99% opposed to this. It's important that we make sure that the people of New Zealand are aware what this bill is actually about. We're talking about the title. Yes, that's right, Tim McIndoe, I can hear you now. That member's got a black and white memory. And you've got that, that member's got a faraway look. And the further away you look, I look at you, the further you look better that way, Tim McIndoe. So, can I just now come back to the bill in front of us? I am baffled that after the minister released the green paper on vulnerable children, the minister will then suggest that solo parents are to work part-time when a child reaches the age of 5, and that is a concern, which is something to do with the actual title of this bill. Wouldn't it be then fair to say that this is a form of institutionalized, and can I say that again? Institutionalized child abuse. Did you get that, Mr. Peseta Lotu-Iiga? Of course. The dynamic of being a solo parent is hard enough, let alone facing a non-existent job market. All right? So I have said it before and I will do it again. This bill's got a really good idea. You know, there's a lot of good ideas behind it. The intention is good. The problem is that we don't have jobs. There are no jobs available for the parents. Yes, it's overall. We all want the parents, or we all want the people to come off the benefit. I understand that. I acknowledge that. We don't want them to be on the benefit forever. But we must make sure that there are jobs for them to move to. There's no point telling them to get off the benefit if you don't provide them with a safety net. Where is the safety net in this bill? Where is it? There is nothing. And there is no strategy, Tim McIndoe. There is no strategy in here to ensure that there is continuity when they get off the benefit and go into jobs. Your job training, yes, all very well to say there are 1,000 jobs out there, but as mentioned by some of the members before, they require specific skills. You don't ask an engineer to go and look after or do childcare jobs. You don't ask for mothers who have been on the benefit for 50 years or so to go and look for office work, because that would be ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And I hope that those members across the House actually ensure that their own families from Penrose and Glenurnes and Maungakia are all not in the same boat, because I believe that the majority of Māori and Pacific Island people in that area, and especially the Cook Island people, are the ones who will be heavily affected by this bill. So, you know, it's a brief call that I wanted to make, and I want to make sure that New Zealand First got a view across, and our minority has been tabled. It clearly states where we stand with this bill. The title is also deceiving. It's completely deceiving, and people need to understand this. Mr. Chair.
Senati Lole-Taylor.
What we want to make sure, and what we are suggesting, Mr. Chair, is that the bill needs to provide safety net where we propose for these women coming off the benefit to do community work or community initiative work. They need to be involved in some community work. They need to be given projects, and that way they are contributing to the community in a positive way. That way they can also feel better about receiving the benefit on the other hand, because they know they're doing something for the community. And from there, they will be able to get some skills and relevant experience in order for them to be employed by some of our local businesses. And Minister, I would like you to consider this, that perhaps it is time that you engage and perhaps get on board or get a buy-in from local businesses and employers who will then provide opportunities for these people when they come off the benefit. Yes, it is a very realistic approach, because if you want our vote, you need to consider this, you know, genuinely. A more one-on-one relationship is crucial in the future of any child too. And it is not fair to expect a mother, when a child reaches the age of 5, to go and have a job, because nowadays you cannot expect to just trust, you know, to put the care of your child to just anybody. You know, there's a lot of things. We talk about child abuse. We've also been talking about, you know, abuse in so many environments in different areas. This is where we need to also look at, because that's where it can happen as well. So, Minister, you know, I think it's a very good suggestion that I'm making, and also it's important that you give these people a fair go, and especially those people from South Auckland, because that's where there's a large number of people that will be affected. And yes, I do want them to come off the benefit and get into some very good jobs that will ensure long-term sustainability for their welfare as well as their families. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The question is that Clause 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
The ayes are 64, the noes are 57. The motion is agreed to. The question is that the Minister's amendment set out on SOP number 83 be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. Ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Ayes are 64, noes are 57. The amendments are agreed to. So the question now is that Clause 2, as amended, stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. Ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Ayes are 64, noes are 57. The motion is agreed to. The question is now that Clause 3 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. Ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Ayes are 64, noes are 57. The motion is agreed to. I will report this bill with amendment.
The House is resumed. Mr Chairman.
Mr Speaker, the committee has considered the Social Security Youth Support and Work Focus Amendment Bill and reports it with amendment. Mr Speaker, I move that the report be adopted.
The question is that the report be adopted. Those of that opinion will please say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. The ayes have it. The noes have it. Party votes called for. Party vote's been called for. The clerk will please conduct a party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Thank you. Honourable members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. The report will be adopted. This bill is set down for third reading next sitting day. I therefore call on Government Order of the Day number 2,